Cubans have reacted with defiance over recent U.S. sanctions against the island, which have further limited the access to family remittances from the United States. This time, Washington blacklisted the Panama-based American International Services, which provides Cuban citizens with debit cards to withdraw money or purchase consumer goods at dollar shops recently opened by the Cuban government, once their relatives in the United States or other countries load their cards with currency.
It's one more action by Donald Trump, not only against the Cuban government, but also against the Cuban people, since it blocks remittances from the U.S. And I think that dropping the measures that make the Cuban people's life difficult would be a step forward in bilateral relations.
The Americans think that these measures will bring the Cuban government to its knees, but they are only hurting all of us who receive assistance from our relatives abroad.
Washington has openly targeted Cuban financial transactions and sources of revenue. The U.S. State Department capped family remittances to $1,000 per quarter in September 2019, and more recently banned U.S. visitors here from taking home largely sought Cuban products like cigars and rum. After the re-establishment of U.S.-Cuba diplomatic relations under the Obama administration, U.S. President Donald Trump took power in 2017 and soon imposed new sanctions on Cuba, limiting commercial flights, banning cruise ships, and even blocking oil shipments to the island. For political analyst Yacel Padron, Cubans on the island have faced hard times during President Trump's first term.
The past 4 years have been marked by an economic depression that started here before the onset of the coronavirus, and which has deepened by non-stop waves of US sanctions with a direct impact on the people.
Some Cubans here call the latest U.S. measures against Cuba politically motivated to gain the favor of the hardline Cuban-American exile community in South Florida, a state crucial for Donald Trump's re-election in November. Some analysts say that the latest U.S. financial sanctions against Cuba could backfire, since they run contrary to the interest of Cuban families on both sides of the Straits of Florida. Luis Chirino, CGTN, Havana.